once you have it plugged in, you plug this into the battery pack. Okay, today on Holmeshowdoi, we're going to show you how to jump start a car. Whether it's using a little handy device like this that you don't need another car for, or if you're using standard jumper cables, which the ends will be the same exact setup. So with that, let's get to it. Okay, so here we are with my daughter's 2017 Chevy Cruz, and just like the manual calls out. Okay, always look at your manual. Your manual usually gives you a good rundown on where they want you to connect. So it shows here that the little tab, and there's a body connection here. We'll show you that on the car. Now this is the reason why you have to use those jumping ports instead of the actual battery nowadays. So a lot of cars nowadays don't even have the battery in the engine compartment. We're in the trunk right now, and there's the battery. The little tab that you would use to jump start it's here for the positive, and the negative is right there. So what we would use is we have these little things that will jump without somebody else, right? So this would just plug into this battery pack. Battery pack can be used for standard USB or USB-C. And these are kind of nice from the standpoint of there's no one else around to jump, then you can use these. But if you do have standard jumper cables, the connections are exactly the same. So what you would do is you would hook up your positive first and clamp your ground on. So with these little kits, once you have them plugged in, if you plug this into the battery pack, you're ready to go. You just have to make sure that it's turned on. But if you're using the standard pair of jumper cables, on this car you'd hook the positive there, negative there. And on the other car, you need to look at its hookup connections, whether it's like this or there's an actual battery or something else. Just make sure you don't cross the connections. Make sure that the positive, which is the red's on the positive side, and the negative is on the negative side. So something else you can look for, this red wire, a lot of times your battery terminals on the positive side are red, and on the negatives are black. It's a quick visual, right? So let me show you where the battery's at on other vehicles. Okay, so this is a 2000 Chevy Silverado. Same thing. Now this is a side post battery, and if you notice it, those jumper cables have these jaws in them. These would just slide in around these little notches on the post. It would just slide over it, right? So hook your positive side up first. We'll just go on post. I'm not going to hook up both sides, and then the negative would go over that post. Right, so when you're hooking these up, positive first, then negative. Make sure when you're doing this, step off to the side a little bit. Batteries have been known to explode. You don't want to be right over it and catch it in the face. So once you're connected, start the vehicle, and then pull the connections. Lastly, when you're storing your jumper cables or anything, you just get used to putting the one lead over the other like that. Notice I'm in the back of the jaw, so the teeth aren't actually poking through the lines. Okay everyone, so today I showed you how to jump start your car using one of these little devices, but the principle is the same even with the device or jumper cables. So make sure you hook the positive side up first, which is red. Hook it up to the car that's got the dead battery first, then hook it up to the battery you're trying to jump with. And when you store these, you can always clamp the one wire in between so the wire is loose, and that keeps them together. Even if it's a big set of jumper cables, it works well. So with that, another edition of Holmeshowdoi. If you have any questions or anything you need, leave them in the comments. We'll see you on the next tip.